You know what, Goner? It's time for more Fez.
That's right, it's time for another tips and tricks for new and returning players. I am back with some more advice for you guys. We're going to start over here with Sakalna Galnor that has the tutorials little flag under her name. We're going to hail her and she gives you this little window chock full of quests and things that you can do. And that's not all. I'm going to move this to the side a little bit. If you look here under chat, you can also have her send you to the Glooming Deep, which is the newbie starter zone. But here's a note. You cannot go and enter the Glooming Deep if you're over level 15, or I think it is 15 and over. So I think you can go there as long as you're under level 14 or 14 or under. But I think 15 is the cutoff. I really don't think you can stay there after that, or it could be 16. I know it's 15 or 16, and you just get automatically teleported up to the plane of knowledge. It's happened to me a few times where I forgot to bind in plane of knowledge, and I died somewhere, and I respawned in Glooming Deep only to get kicked out of Glooming Deep immediately and respawn up in the plane of knowledge. So I suggest that you bind yourself to the plane of knowledge or somewhere else once you're out of the tutorial. But if you left the tutorial but want to go back to finish the quests, this is how you get there. You just ask her to send you. So I'm going to select one specific quest off of this person called the Bazaar, Tricks of the Trade. I'm going to click on Preview Reward and show you a reward that you get. This one can be really useful if you're brand new or just returning. It is a 10-slot capacity giant backpack that has a 50% weight reduction, and it only weighs 2.2. So it's an excellent bag or container that you can hold some of your stuff that is not going to weigh you down. And it's absolutely free with a really super easy quest that I'm going to run through real quick for you. Also, if you have a gold account, this one you don't get if you're free to play. You only get the weight reduction bag, which honestly, it's the better reward. But if you have a gold account, you will also get a trader satchel. And that is not a weight reduction bag, and it weighs 25, but it also gives you 10 slots, capacity giant, and the trade satchel lets you sell things in the bazaar as a trader. Anything you put in that satchel can be sold in the bazaar. So let's hit accept, and let's run through the quest. It says, speak to Nebo Watsit over by the bazaar. So we're going to run there. And I don't know really a good way to give you a play-by-play as far as directions. You see, I was heading south. Now I'm heading west. And I'm going to keep heading west. I'm going to pass the Teak Brothers over here. And this first giant door is to the guild lobby. We don't want to go there. We want to continue. We're going to turn north a little bit, go past this trade skill building on the left here, and this last large door is the bazaar. If you're not entirely sure, open up your map, and there it says to bazaar, and that's where we're at. Before we enter the bazaar, we're going to go to the left of the entrance here, and we see this little gnome, Nebo Watsit. He's in a little yellow jumpsuit. We hail him, and we read his text, and then we answer with Nerman, and then happened, and then favor, and then bazaar. And you will see task stage completed. So once you get that, it will tell you somewhere, talk to Nerman in the bazaar. Nerman is his buddy. He's like another gnome. So now we actually go in the bazaar. Once you've entered the bazaar, you want to go straight down all the way until you see the little gnome here in the red. Or is it red or orange? It looks orange to me, or it's a yellowish red. Anyway, we hail him, we say business, and you get a task stage completed. It talks about purchase, and he gives you some information. And if you're new, I would read this information. It could be really useful, because he's basically teaching you how to use the buyer tool, the trader tool, and all that good stuff. Now we want to find the teleporter to the Blue Griffin Hall. If you're wondering where I'm reading this, it's the little quest overlay here. You can also Alt Q to open up your quest window, and you can find your quest here. You'll see these are the steps that I did so far. If you get the arrow just right, you can stretch your window a little bit so you can see more information. And it will tell you down here what each step is and what you have to do. And sometimes I'll be looking around for a quest guy or something for a long time, and I'm like, wait, let's go check the damn information. And it will tell me exactly where they are, or at least give me a really good hint. And sure enough, I usually find it with that information. So we want the Blue Griffin Hall. If you look here, that is the Red Dragon Hall, so we don't want to go there. We want this bluish or teal looking sign. It's like a teal sign, but with a blue griffin on it. So that's the one we want. Blue Griffin Hall. It's kind of funny because I never used to notice the flags there. It wasn't until, I don't know when, that I actually started to notice those flags. So we want to talk to Elon, where he's at. He's either down this hall or this one after the parcels guy. I think it's right after the parcels guy. So let's check. I'm going to head north and west. Okay, I was incorrect. So let's go back out, because he's not on the find tool. So basically, as soon as you exit, it's this first hallway that kind of goes up a little bit. And here we go. Here's Elon, and I'm going to hail him. Come on, hail. He doesn't want to talk to me. Okay, here we go. He is replying. I want to say buyer and items and barter. So he's giving me more information about using the barter tool. The barter tool is actually a pretty cool thing. Let me kind of show you how it works. If you're in the Blue Griffin Hall, okay, this is the buyer's area. You go here, you type / buyer and press enter. This little handy window comes up, okay? And let's say I'm in the market for some trade skill materials like spider silk. I'll type in spider silk here in my search, and I'll hit search, and it shows me all these different kinds of spider silk. So let's say I want to buy regular standard spider silk because I'm a noob and I want to work on my tailoring a little bit. So how many do I want? I don't know. Maybe I just want 100, and maybe I am willing to pay 1 plat per spider silk. I wouldn't pay more than 1 plat per silk just because they're not that valuable. And then you would hit create buy. So now I have a buy line here to buy spider silks, but I'm not set up as a buyer yet. No, I am not. I have to hit start barter. So it's not until you hit start where your stuff is there. So I'm going to hit start barter, and now I'm actually bartering. I'm a buyer, and look, my name went pale blue because I'm in the barter system. If I wanted to, I can hit offline mode and just go offline, but my buyer would still be online and still capable of buying things. There's a couple of things though. One, make sure you've got plenty of platinum, enough to buy what you're saying you want to buy. Otherwise, there's going to be a few sellers out there that are going to be feeling frustrated because They see you want to buy their stuff, they want to sell it to you, but you're out of plat. You have no more plat. Another thing I would do, I would always suspend your mercenary if you're just going to be doing either buyer or seller, because you don't want to be charged mercenary fees when you're not active. You don't need your mercenaries. Make sure you suspend them, and that's this little box here. See, mine's currently suspended, and I'm going to keep them that way because I do not want to be charged upkeep on a mercenary when I'm doing silly things like this that are non-combat. Maybe you want to find out what other people are offering for spider silk, because you might really want that spider silk, and if somebody is offering more than you are, you might want to offer more than they are, so that way you're at the top of the heap and you're going to get your spider silks that much faster. So for that, you want to type barter /barter and press enter, and you're going to get a new window. Yep, a whole other window. And over here, we're going to type in spider silk also and press enter. And here it's showing everybody that is looking to buy spider silk. If we want, we could sort this by price by clicking it here. We can do it by quantity. Oh, look, I made a mistake. I made a huge mistake. Do you see what it is? I'm offering 100 plat for 1 spider silk. Let's fix that right away, shall we? Otherwise, I'm gonna be losing 100 plat and just get a single silk. So yeah, I just want to press 1, so 1 plat, and over here under count, I want to put 100. Then I'm going to hit modify, all right? And you can only modify once you hit stop barter, and then you want to hit start barter again, and then we're going to do the search again, and now it's correct. Now I'm wanting 100 silks for 1 plat. So it is really good to double check your work. Don't be silly. Don't do a fez like I just did. Make sure you're not offering 100 or 1,000 plat for 1 spider silk, that instead you're offering 1 plat for maybe 1,000 spider silks instead, which you can't actually ask for 1,000, but you can get 999, which might as well be 1,000, right? So that is how the barter system works. You want to make sure you've got plenty of money, and you want to also be sure you've got plenty of open inventory space. You do not need a special bag to be a buyer. You just need to have plenty of open inventory space. If you're getting trade skill stuff, it's really good to have one of these extra planar trade satchels, because they've got tons of slots, 32 slots, and everything that's trade skill will go in there, especially if you have it as the top 1 or 2 bags. And that's why I always have trade skill bags at the top, because that's where all of my trade skill stuff goes, and they don't end up in my main regular bags that carry gear and things like that. So there you go. Have enough money. Make sure you double check what kind of prices you're setting and how much you're wanting to get, and that you have enough room in your inventory for all that stuff. So we're gonna move on to the next part of this quest. So I'm gonna hit stop barter and continue. It says we have to go to the Red Dragon Hall now, so that's where we're going, and we just ran south down that hall, back to the teleporter here, and then back down east, and then we want to turn left to these red flags here, the Red Dragon Hall. We're going to go up the ramp to another little teleporter here, and you see task stage completed, and it's this first door here to the north. We want to go up this way, and we're going to see a barbarian woman here called Helena, and we're going to hail them, and we're going to say trader, and she gives us a little pop-up window that we can read and get more information. Say satchels, and I think that is it. now we got to return to Nebo in the plane of knowledge to get a reward. So we're going to go back down here, right to the teleporter, and then back down the corridor, and then we're going to make another left, and then another left, and this is towards the exit. If you're not sure, look at the map. It says plane of knowledge. Plain and simple. Okay, we're outside. We're going to go over here, and we're going to talk to Nebo and get our rewards. Hail and find, and there we go. We've got our rewards. We're going to just press select option, and it says you get all of these options. So you get the weight reduction bag and the other one. I'm gonna move this broom here into one of my other bags. So hopefully my weight reduction bag, yeah, it went right here. So you see here, it's got 10 slots. It's got 50% weight reduction, and it can hold items that are size giant. It looks minuscule and tiny compared to these massive ass bags that I have, but I'll tell you, these are not easy to acquire. They're either really expensive or you have to have a high trade skill level to make them, and I make them with my main character. But that is one very easy, very fast way to get yourself a nice, decent sized bag. And we did get the Trader Satchel as well. A reminder that I said before, you're only going to acquire or get the Trader Satchel from this quest if you have a gold account. But I'm also going to show you where you can go to just buy a Trader Satchel. I'm going to put this in one of my main slots here because I'm going to go back in the Bazaar for a moment just to show you how the trader thing works. As before, we're going to head west down to the main chamber here. We're going to turn to the right, and this is Red Dragon Hall, where we want to go if we want to sell. But before we do that, there is this guy here, Merchant Techram, Trader Satchels. This guy does sell additional Trader Satchels if you want. You can fill every single one of these slots with a Trader Satchel if you've got a ton of stuff that you want to sell. So he charges 1 plat for it. It's like, 1.1 plat pretty much. So you get that, and you can sell things to your heart's content. You don't even have to do this quest really, but I like getting free stuff. So now that we got our Trader Satchel, we're going to go up this way, and we're going to get back on this teleporter. This is all deja vu, huh? Gonna go right up this way, and we have to get on the platform if we want to sell things. And it might be a good idea to not be on a mount if you do plan on selling things. I've also seen pets disappear because the owner of the pet was in Bazaar mode, so keep that in mind too. Usually I have an alt character that's just dedicated to selling and buying and stuff, and that's the character I usually use, but I wanted to show how it all works. So again, Alt-I opens up the Bazaar window, okay? That's pretty much standard, I'm pretty sure. Anything we want to sell, we want to put in this sack, right? So I'm going to put this broom in there. I've got this, that's a no-trade shield. And that's a no-trade wand, so I can't sell that stuff. I just want to put a couple of things in there as examples. So let's say I want to sell this Boab's belt here. So I'm going to stick that in there and see how as soon as I drop it in there, it shows up. Say I want this clicky mask to sell. It's quested, so I could always quest me another one. So there we go. See, I wanted to sell a potion too, a Spirit of the Wolf potion for some reason. Now, we can close all the other windows. We can set a price, but before we set the price, try hitting Alt-A to open up the Bazaar window, right? This is the search window if you're looking to buy from people in the Bazaar. And when we open that, let's hit Control-Shift and left-click with the mouse. And see, it says Crude Adept's Broom. It populates the information and then you can hit search, and nobody else is selling a crude broom, so it's just me. So I could say I want 100 plat for it. I could hit set price, and then I can hit begin trader. Now if I hit find, the broom is there with my name, and it says I'm asking 100 plat. Let's say I want to sell the Boab's belt. Again, I can hit reset if I want to and type out the name of the belt, or I can hold Control Shift, left click, and it writes out the information for me, and then I can just hit find. Honestly, you don't even have to hit find because it automatically does the search for you, but it does fail now and then, so I do sometimes still hit find item to make sure. And it's not being sold anywhere. So for this, it was super easy, and it's not even all that good. So I'm just gonna hit 10 plat, set price, and add. And now when I hit search, it shows up with my name there. Let's try this mask. Again, I don't have to clear it. I could just Control Shift, left click, and there it is. And nobody is trying to sell that either because these are newbie items. No one's really gonna buy them. But again, this is just an example to show you how this all works, right? And then Spirit of the Wolf potion, somebody might be selling that. Oh, there we go. There are people selling Spirit of the Wolf potions, and they're selling them for 180 plat each. Yikes, that's a lot. So let's say I wanted to sell this potion very fast. I can charge less than this guy, so that way anybody buying will probably buy from me first, because don't you always go for the better deal when you're shopping? If I saw the same jar of peanut butter on the shelf and one of them cost 20 bucks, one of them cost 10 bucks, I would maybe read the ingredients, as long as they both said like peanuts, salt, and I don't know, sugar or whatever the hell else they put in peanut butter. And that was it. I would buy the one for $10. Now, if I was looking at the one that said $10 and it said peanuts and dog crap, I was like, well, I don't want dog crap in my peanut butter, so maybe I will buy the one for $20. So sometimes the devil's in the details, man. Always read labels. That's all I gotta say. So yeah, I could say 170, which I think is still way too much. I'm not gonna sell this for 170. And I hit find and see my one potion is showing up for 170 plat. And chances are, if somebody was buying some potions, they might buy mine first. And that's how it works, guys. You can see what other people are charging, then you can charge a little less. You could charge more, depending, you know. If you're not in a rush to sell something and you worked really hard to get the item, charge what you feel it's worth. Because eventually the other ones will be sold out, and someone will stumble on yours and they may be willing to pay what you're asking. Or it's just going to sit in your Bazaar window for a really long time. I would never say to charge 2 million plat for a single Spirit of the Wolf potion. Only a fool or someone who just wanted to give you 2 million plat would pay that much, okay? So that is my tips. Oh, and one last thing. You can also hit offline mode, which means if you do that, your character goes offline, but you're still in world and selling stuff. So when you log in the next day, it's going to take a little bit longer to log in because it's going to say you currently have a trader in the Bazaar. Do you still want to log in, which would kick that trader offline? You hit yes, and that's that. And then the trader will get kicked, and usually within about 2 or 3 minutes, the most it's ever, I think, taken has been 5, and you're back in the game. So I really think it's worth doing. And if you're done trading, you could just hit end trade, or you could just close the window. But remember, you got to be on this platform, not like right here, for it to work, because it will not work, trust me. Now, and that's about it. That's all I want to do today. I feel like I've talked long enough. Hopefully you found some of these tips helpful to you, getting the bag or how the Bazaar works. Again, I'm doing this for new and returning players. If you like this, please leave a thumbs up. It would really help me get seen in the algorithm. You can also subscribe if you're not already subscribed, or better yet, join my channel as a channel member. Channel members get special perks and privileges like a link to join the private Discord, or you can look at the links below the video for a link to my Patreon. Patreon patrons get similar perks like a link to join the private Discord, or you can also leave a super thanks in any one of my videos, or during a live stream you could leave a super chat. I want to thank all my current YouTube channel members and Patreon patrons for their support and their continued support. Those of you who have not only subscribed but resubscribed month after month are my absolute heroes, and I love you for it. Thank you. Thank you very much. And thank you everybody for watching. Have a great day and a wonderful tomorrow.
But still I yearned for a halfling with a grin so bright, but I stutter at her sight. Oh, her name's a tangled rhyme. Boobly dig slips out every time. She just laughs, my face turns red. Wish I'd vanish, poof, instead. I'm cautious, yeah, I overthink. Dive too deep when I should just blink. Blacksmith, tailor, fish all day, but my heart's lost in her sway. Boom, boom, boobly digs, got me tripping over my own twigs. Magic hands, but nerves of twine. Wish I could say you're divine, but I'll just blush and stall, fumble my words and drop it all. Boom, boom, boobly digs. Arcanon's where I belong. Tinkering keeps my mind strong, but one adventure just with you might be the wildest thing I do. I map the risks, I weigh the cost, but oh, the moments I've lost. Play it safe or take the leap. My heart's a clock, I can't rewind. Boom, boom, boobly digs, got me mixing up my own tricks. Fireworks fizzle, my spells go slack every time you glance back, but I'll keep trying, yeah, even if I'm awkward, dear. Boom, boom, boobly digs. Wait, no, bobbly right. I did it again tonight. Maybe if I cast a charm, no, I just set off the alarm.